Deborah, you just tell me whenever you're ready.
Jenny, we're ready whenever you are. So I want to welcome Jenny from Magic School. It is one of my favorite tools, and I think you're going to get a lot out of this session. This tool will save you so much time, and it gives you great ideas. So Jenny, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. I tried to upload the fancy background, but it wouldn't give me that upload option again still, Deborah. So I don't know, but I picked something purple and fun. So
It looks pretty.
I apologize for that. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And yeah, I would love to just kind of hear what grades you guys teach so I can kind of get a feel for, where you guys are coming from. It looks like all the way from, gosh, first to high school, pre-K. So we are all over the board. Would also love to just kind of know on a scale of 1 to 5, how many of you have gotten into Magic School, for like 1 being never, brand new, or 5 like, yes, you're maybe an expert. Would kind of like to know too your comfort level. So that'll kind of tell me like how much you know about the platform and yeah, what grades you're teaching. So that'll help me a lot. So appreciate that. I'm also going to share my screen and let's see what we can do here. Going to All right, so you should be able to see my screen. It is a Canva presentation, so I hope that is correct. And Deborah, if I'm not sharing, maybe you can let me know, but I think
Wait,
that
you're
you,
good.
okay, good. And then I do have a bit.ly link, so if you don't mind dropping that in there, it is case sensitive. So it's capital MSPD 24. So Magic School PD and with the 24, and it is a bit.ly. So it is bit.ly/capital MSPD24. That way you have the presentation as well. If you want to go back and refer to it later, you can. And oh, I'll make myself a little smaller because I'm kind of big. Okay, that's better. That way you have it and you can go back and refer to it later. I have a lot of slides in there at the end that I'm not going to go over. I'm just going to, I prefer to go live into, do like a live demo and get some participation from you guys, but you will have the slides for reference if you need them to refer back to. All right, so we have, again, it looks like we've got some beginners. Comfort level from a 1, 5 if you're, very experienced with Magic School. So that helps me. We've got a lot of, it looks like we've got some kindergarten, middle school, elementary, so all over, like I said at the beginning. So that's exciting. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I am Jenny Long. I am an account executive here at Magic School. I'm actually transitioning. I came initially to do community with Magic School and then events and conferences and things like that because that's kind of an expertise of mine. But now I'm just transitioning more to do district partnerships, and I am solely over Texas. So I am in the Fort Worth area. I have for 25 years been in K-12 education. I initially started my career in a computer lab in Michigan. My husband is from Michigan, so we lived there for a little bit. And so it was like destiny that I was supposed to be connected to technology in some form. But I taught mostly 4th through 6th grade math in ELA, so kind of upper elementary, middle school. And I taught for 10 years, and then I moved into curriculum and technology integration. I've always loved technology. I got my master's in technology integration and just always said I had the best job ever. I got to go in classrooms and model lessons and help support teachers and, do the things that you guys have so much on your plate. And I could come in and help brainstorm and plan and, do some, uh, you know, Canva integration and some Minecraft, like in helping bring that technology in, do some coding and robots. I have always loved my job. I always said I had the best job, and I love working with adults and leading professional development. But myself and my best friend 8 years ago, we formed a partnership and we joined our names. So her name is Celie and I'm Jenny. So we made Jenny. And so we wrote a book together and we became consultants and speakers around and traveled to different conferences. But here in the DFW area, I've worked in multiple districts, but like I mentioned in November, I joined Magic School, and super excited to be on this journey with an amazing company and supporting teachers and educators all around, still with great resources. So you can find me on social. I'm on all the social platforms. Would love to, if you're on social media, share out some learning that you've gotten from today, and I would love to connect with you. I actually had the pleasure of hearing Matt Miller yesterday live. I was in Northside ISD over by San Antonio, and he was presenting there. He did two keynotes, one for their coordinators and then one for their teachers. And so I got to hear probably very similar to what you guys heard today. Such a great message. I love the things that he shared. And so, I'll reference some of those today as well. Um, but I want to share with you why Magic School, what it is, how you can use it, how it can benefit you, some best practices, and give you some time to explore as well. Because I don't want it to just be me. I can share with you great ideas and things that you can do, but I want to hear from you guys, and I want you to have some time to get in there and explore. So would love to have you share out any of your learnings today as well. So let's start with why Magic School? Like, why do I need this tool, and what's it going to do for me? So I know that teachers are overworked and burnout. In my last role here in Castleberry ISD, every Monday I had to work with new staff. And whether it was substitutes or new teachers, it was like a revolving door. Teachers were coming in and leaving, and I had to get them onboarded and set up as a new staff member. And it's so disheartening. People are leaving the profession, and, you know, things happen, but we all got into teaching for a reason. We love teaching, most likely. You love educating. You love working with students. You want to make a difference in others' lives. Like, we all have our why. And I think now, we just have so many demands on us, and we realize that. And as a company, Magic School wants to help. And Adil, our founder, he was also an educator. He taught in Atlanta. He taught special ed and history. And then he moved to Denver and opened one of the top performing high schools in Denver. And there's about 70% of our team that were former educators. So I really think that speaks volumes that we have a team of folks creating these tools. So we're creating things, for educators by educators. So I think that's huge. And we want to help save you time. We've actually done some surveys and studies with our early partners, and have proven that it will save you about 5 to 10 hours. I know Matt addresses some of this in his talk too, about how many hours AI can save you by doing some of these tasks that we know we have to do, but being able to help have some of that weight lifted by using AI. And then we actually are the leading generative AI platform in education right now. We have over 2.8 million users, so very close to 3 million. It's getting up there. And it's just increasing every day. Now with the back to school, we are seeing record number of teachers, using our platform, and that's so exciting. And we just want to continue to offer these great tools for you all. And it's easy to use. You can get started right away. So we're going to do that here in just a little bit. We're going to dive right in and get going. So I want to give you some time to explore. One of the things that I love is that we love educators. Our mission is Teachers Are Magic. And so we have a pioneer program, which is our ambassadors, and everyone gets a code to get a shirt off our website. We have educators. Maybe you're not a teacher, right? But you're an educator. We have Educators Are Magic, AI educators. We have science teachers. We have teacher moms, teacher dads. There's just our store is filled with different personalized shirts that you can get. And I just love our wall of love. You can actually click the link if you have the presentation open, if you've opened that bit.ly, and you can just scroll through there. Like, this brings me so much joy to come here and see all of the people sharing things they're doing in their classroom, little like task cards they've made, or how they're training each other, different generations they've made, and how they're using Magic School. So just a great place to come and get some inspiration. And again, I love, we love seeing the smiles on people's faces and the joy as they are sharing Magic School with others. And it's just all over. I mean, we have partners just all over the world. So it's really, really an exciting time. And what is Magic School? So I had some ones in here, right? Baby, brand new to AI. You heard a little bit from Matt Miller today. So Magic School uses generative AI in the back end. We have a couple different models that are producing our product. And so we customize that to make sure that we get the best output. So what we've done is we've created 70 different prompts that we think teachers and educators would need to use on a daily basis, like making lesson plans, leveling text, creating jokes, summarizing YouTube videos, getting questions created from a YouTube video, creating assessments, coming up with songs to your content so students can learn that, getting a choice board created, a rubric, like all of these things that you may or may not think about. We've created prompts already for you. So we've done that scaffolding. So you can just come here and explore and use the prompts. But if you know exactly what you need and there's not a particular prompt, then you would use Raina, which is our standalone chatbot that will help you also as a thought partner as you're working to get the outcome that you're looking for. So what can Magic School help you do, and what kind of things? I kind of talked about some of those, but creating instructional materials, whether you want to make a rubric or a choice board, or maybe you want to make original text about something specific you're studying, but you can't find that article in a textbook, or having to scour the internet for something. Differentiate. I know that we all have multiple levels of abilities in our classrooms, right? Everyone is not on sixth grade level. I might have some third grade level students. I might have some accelerated eighth grade student level in my classroom. So you can differentiate your content easily with Magic School. You could also engage. We have tons of community communication tools. So engaging with families and your community by creating newsletters, sending emails, rewriting your text, just little things that you can do that you're already doing, but just can help support that. And then again, I kind of mentioned creating that content so it's more relevant and personalized to your instruction. So these are some of the things that you can do. I want to also talk about some of best practices because we're dealing with AI here. This is a teacher supplement, like a support to the teacher. It is not going to replace the teacher. We stand very firm on these principles and best practices when using AI. We want to make it very, very clear that we are never saying that AI is the end all be all. You are the educator and you want to make sure you vet things, that you put your own personality on things. You are the, final say on everything, and you approve all this content before you give it to your students. So we know that there are biases and there are inaccuracies. So we have to make sure we communicate that with our students too, so they understand how to determine, truths and false information. That's why we don't say Wikipedia is a reliable source, right? We train them and we teach them, just like we have to know that too. We use the 80-20 approach where we say, we're going to let AI kind of do that heavy lifting, like I said, and give us a good output, but then we're going to go in and do that final piece, do some revising, editing, change it up a little bit, and make sure that it's the exact way we want it with our own flair on that. And then your judgment matters, and you have to, like I said, oversee all of this and use your school guidelines always to make sure that you're following policy. And then AI is now getting more current, but our platform is up to 2023 right now, and we are going to move it to 2024 this summer. So we're working to get it most current to 2024 data. And we do also take privacy and safety very, very at the top of our priority list. And so with Magic School, you actually have an extra layer of privacy and protection on our platform versus like just going out to others where it's the wild, wild west. You never know what you're going to get, and you don't know what's happening to the information, right? Like if you put stuff in, they're probably using it to train their model. We do not use any of the data that is input into our platform to train our model. So that's just important to know. And we don't ask for any personal information. It's just very, very safe. And, we've taken all precautions there. So I want to stop for just a second and see if there's any like burning questions that you guys have about Magic School before we get in and dive in, because I want to get you guys into the platform as I'm going live and showing you some things. But just want to see if there's like, oh, I really want to ask her this. Feel free to drop your question in the chat and I can address that. But I want you guys to get logged in. So I want you to go to magicschool.ai and sign in with either Google or Microsoft. I'm going to give you some time to do that. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or want me to focus on something, or you want me to demo a certain thing that you are thinking about, feel free to put that in the chat. I want this to be, I want it to be tailored to you guys, and I want to help support anything that you are thinking about. Not all at once. I don't see any questions coming in. But feel free to drop those in there. And then I want you guys to just open up, another tab and then do MagicSchool.ai and let's get signed in. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up myself. And then it should look like this when you get signed in. When you first sign in for the very first time, it's going to ask you some profile questions. Please do answer those, because that helps us when we're running reports and looking at data. Like who are more secondary teachers using, are more elementary teachers. So that information is very important, and what you do teach, because we'll kind of desegregate that information and for good research. So as you are getting signed in, I also do want to let you know that the platform has some premium aspects, but most of the things that you're looking at are all free and you have access to, okay? So if this is your very first time signing in, then it's going to give you 14 days to be on the what we call enterprise access. So it's like you're on the paid version. And then after those 14 days, it will revert back to the free version. So if you signed up, a couple months ago, but haven't been in here in a while, you may see that it might say your trial expired, or you may see as you continue over the next few days, it might say your trial is going to end in 10 days. That doesn't mean you're getting kicked out and you don't have any access anymore. It just means that you'll be converted from an enterprise to a free version. So I just want to make sure that that's understood. All right, no questions? No, I don't have any questions. I guess I explained all that really well. You guys are it's after lunch, so you can't be snoozing on me. All right. So I'm gonna I don't want to call anybody out, but if you have questions, feel free to put those in there as we're going through. But I want to just kind of take you through the platform, and hopefully maybe you have another tab open or you can kind of follow along, because I definitely want to make sure that you have some time to explore. All right. Over here on the left-hand side, I want to kind of talk about some things over here real quick before we go into the tools. But on the left-hand side, you see I have like my organization. That's for district partners. They can actually see the data and the usage. So if they had a full partnership, that button would be there. Magic Tools, obviously, this is all of the tools. And then Raina, this is our standalone chatbot. So Raina is your instructional coach to kind of guide you and help you with as you're creating things. So I would use Raina if there wasn't a specific tool over on the other dashboard that I needed. So I would come to Raina and just have a conversation here with her. And what's great about Raina is she actually is prompting me already with some thoughts and some ideas. So like, how can I introduce basic coding concepts to my students, or suggest a math board game suitable for sixth graders? How can I better manage time during a 40-minute class? Oh, that's good. So it might not even be what I was thinking about, but I'm like, hey, let's check that out. Or I can just come in here and ask her any kind of question, okay? So I'm just going to click on this one because I like that. How can I manage my time better in 40 minutes? So this would be not probably for our elementaries, maybe more our secondary, where we have that short, fast 45-minute rotation or whatever it is. But I always had like a block class, which I loved because it was like an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, I can actually get stuff done and get my manipulatives out, and we can actually do stuff. Those 45-minute classes, I don't know, those go by so fast. All right, so here it says 40-minute class. I'm going to plan ahead, create a detailed lesson, break down the time, use timers, prioritize key content. So really just giving me some good ideas to think about. So what I can do here is I can continue to use Raina as she's continuing to probe me to think through this, or I can ask my own question. So it says reflect and adjust. I'm going to ask for some specific reflection activities. Let's see. Please give me some specific reflection activities. ITIES. You can never spell right when when it's time. Okay, so I'm going to hit go. So give me some specific reflection activities. So let's see what we got here. Exit ticket, 3, 2, 1, think, pair, share, learning journals. One, it keeps going. I can't read that fast. Fist to 5, self-assessment, reflective discussion, concept mapping. So it's giving me some really good ideas here, right? So I'm like, oh, these are great. So I can just continue to have this conversation with Raina. I can get her to put information in a CSV file. Like, this is just sky's the limit. You can just have a conversation all day over here and come up with all kinds of things that you might need. So as we're thinking about this, you guys, kids are going to be in your classrooms soon. Think about things that you're needing to do next week. Which of these tools could help you? Do you need to create a lesson plan? Do you need to get a rubric created? Do you need some projects? Do you need some ideas for icebreakers, right? Kids are coming back. How are we going to get them to meet each other and mingle? And, those are always fun. I love those little scavenger hunts. We'd have to go around the room and get people to sign on things and meet our classmates. So we can do that here. But I want to show you a few really neat features in every output. So I have a copy button and then I have an edit button. So this is great because now I can actually do inline editing, which this was a new feature. So this was my output, but let's say I want to edit it right here, and then I want to export it out into Google Docs or Word or wherever I want to put it. But I want to edit like, oh, I really just wish have students write down, or instead of writing it, let's say they're going to put it on their type it, right? Have students type in Google Docs or whatever it is you're using, right? So I can come in and tweak this and then hit save. And then let's say I wanted to export this out to a Google Doc or Word or PDF. So you can do that. So you can edit right here before you send it out. Y'all, that's pretty amazing. That was just a new update that just happened this week or last week. I've been asking for that forever. So super excited. I will say one thing too is we listen to the feedback. If you have suggestions or you have like an idea, we really, really want to hear that. And 9 times out of 10, we take it to the engineers and then it's in place. So please bring all your feedback. We also, I said copy, we have edit, we have the export, which you can send it to Google Docs or Word, and there's a read aloud. So what's great for my first grade teachers, my kindergarten teachers, all of these things, and I'll show you more student relevant work here in a minute, but can be read aloud. So that's really great for our younger students or people that just like to have things read aloud to them. And then down here, I have this actions button. If I click this actions button, I can actually translate all of my outputs into over 70 different languages. So I have that option to translate. But let's say I want this translated to Spanish real quick. So I'm going to click that button and it is going to instantly translate this to Spanish. So I have those outputs translated instantly. So what do you guys think so far? I would love to see some chatter in the chat. You guys are being real quiet. I think that you're napping. I think that's what's happening. Or some emojis. Deborah, thank you. I love the love. You guys have to say something to me because there's nothing worse than talking to a screen with a bunch of heads and I can't even see your faces. Okay, thank you, Deborah. That was awesome. Appreciate that. Great. Okay, so right now you guys see this is a way that you could use this. But down here under the actions button, I could even get questions. I could lengthen it, summarize it. Or we even have this custom prompts button that you can already set prompts pre-made if you want to use those too. So lots of features down here under the action button. And then we also have a microphone. So for our younger students, when they're using this, and I'm going to show you how students use it here in just a little bit, they can use the microphone so they can speak. So you can make as many generations. There's really not a limit, Larissa, on the free version. So I will point out, that's a good question. I will point out the differences between the free and the enterprise since I'm here. Thank you for reminding me. This export feature, this is a premium feature here, okay? So in the free version, you can copy. So I could take this output that I just created and I can copy and paste. But in the premium version, I can export it to Google Docs or Word. Mine was not working very well earlier, but let me show you real quick where that comes into play really handy. If I was to make a multiple choice assessment, I can export it out to Google Forms super fast. So that's a premium feature. Hey, Deborah. I get to see your face. Awesome. So I'm going to show you this too real quick. I'm in a multiple choice assessment, and if I click the exemplar, we have an exemplar in every tool. And I really like the exemplar because it's going to show you a good way to use it and a good example. So this is a 7th grade 5-question quiz on the process of mitosis. I hit generate, and it's going to instantly create this assessment for me. I could have had it make 20 questions. I'm just doing 5 for quick use, quick output. So it's giving me, I'm not a science teacher, so I would need help to make sure these were correct. But there's 5 questions with an answer key. And if I click export, let's see if it's working right now. It was being weird. My Google was being weird earlier. If I send this to Google Forms, let's see. I click export. And it's not. I don't know what's happening. I think my Google was being weird. So what's theoretically supposed to happen is it goes right into Forms and all the answers are selected and everything. I've got my form ready to go. So that export piece is really handy. But all of these features are available in the free. The thing that also will go away though in the free is this. This is Raina continuing to help me think through expanding my output, right? Like remember, Raina is my instructional coach guiding me to think more and more creatively. So these little Raina buttons go away. And then under the actions button, translation is always available in the free. So we keep that there, but then these buttons go away in the free. So those little extra buttons. Yes, and to answer your question on the TEK, yes, the more specific you are, the better your response will be. So that's just kind of a showing you how you can export it out to Google Docs or Google Forms or Word, but you can copy and paste. I want to continue to kind of come down here real quick on the left-hand side on the output history. This is all of the things I've ever created. In the enterprise version, it's unlimited, but in the free version, you get your last 5. So the last 5 generations that you've made live here. So just know that that's a little limited. But other than that, you can create as much as you want. You can use it with students too. We do have another feature when I'm talking about Raina right here. There's a button up here on the top left. I can change my mode to be fastest or smartest. So it kind of depends on what kind of output you're looking for. You can change the mode there too, which is kind of nice. I want to continue down here. I'm going to skip launch to students. I'll come back to that in a minute. But I want to show you this training button down here. So I had a lot of ones, that were joining today, 1s and 2s. So you guys are still new to AI. You're still trying to understand it. We have some courses. And Val said earlier that you guys have these in Mobile Minds. So right here on this certification course button, you guys can go through and take these courses. And that's great that you have them in Mobile Minds for you. So there's 3 courses there. There's one about Adobe, which we have partnered with Adobe, and you guys have Adobe accounts as well. So you can go in and create images, and students have access to that too. And then we also have 2 courses about how to use this with students, and we even have a student-facing course. And they're short. They're like 15, 20 minutes, but I would definitely recommend going through and taking those courses to help you understand a little bit more. Then we also have this community resources here in the middle. We have tons of already pre-made materials, one-pagers, family resources, training presentations you can use, and you can copy any of these resources and use those as well. So lots of things we have a whole team that works on the education piece, trying to make sure that you guys have support as you're using the product. All right, so I want to make sure you know about that. We also have our Pioneer program, which I mentioned earlier. You get one of these shirts, so you can apply to that. And our YouTube channel has tons of videos. Anybody teach math here? Because, AI doesn't do real well with math, right? We kind of know this. If you've had any experience with AI and math, we have just updated our math tools and they are crazy. Crazy. It is real math. And Sarah on our team, she's made some really great videos of how to use AI with math. So definitely want you to check that out. All right, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to come back into some tools. So I want to do a couple demonstrations for you, and then I want to give you some time to kind of explore, and I want to hear some things that you create. So as you're thinking about, next week and creating things for students, I'm just going to come into a very basic lesson plan, and I'm going to start here and show you what you can do. So again, I like to click the exemplar because it loads the fields for me, and I can pick my grade. So I have all these drop downs. I can put in a topic. This is describe how do food webs describe the way in which animals in an ecosystem are related. I have some additional information here. Notice there's a paperclip. I could add any additional information like a document from the state, a list of standards, an actual lesson plan template, any information that I want to use as I'm working to get my output, and then standards here. So this just says NGSS. If you wanted to put in a specific standard or be, general, you can. So I'm just going to hit generate. And so you see what's happening here is I have little fields that we've already prompted for you to put in the information, but this one is just an example of a lesson plan that's being created, and you can see all those details. And then as it continues on, it's giving me guided practice, independent practice, closing, and even extension activity, and then homework, and then it even identifies the specific standards. Remember, I didn't put in the specific, I just had NGSS. So it identified those specific standards. Now, remember we have this new edit button here where I could come in and do my editing right here in this and then save it. And then it will allow me to copy that out or export it, depending on which version you have, and put it somewhere else, okay? Also remember you have translation and you have these suggestions here if you still have those available, and you can continue the conversation. So let's say differentiate this in 3 levels. So Adil, our founder, he likes to have a mild, medium, spicy. He likes to have it kind of give him a below level, on level, and advanced. So it's basically giving me the basic, the intermediate, and the advanced. So it's redoing that lesson plan and differentiating it for 3 different levels. So let's see, I'm gonna look at the chat. I was looking at word problems after looking at the 24 star. Will questioning be compared? So as far as like the new like TEAK question types and things, it's not going to be as intricate, but you can even put in like a star assessment and say, create me, questions similar to this. You can put in a sample. Yep, Deborah, like she's saying, you could put in a sample. You can upload. So remember how it has that paper clip right here? You could take the star test and put that in there and say, create me some questions similar to this, and it will do that. The translation is on the free version, yes. So the translation will always be there. So you can take anything and upload it. There's a new tool we just came out with called Chat with Docs. So this is another great one too, that you can upload any document and have it create stuff off of that. So you could upload, like we just talked about an old STAR test and have it create things. You can upload, gosh, we had somebody did the AP Calc guide and it created a syllabus and all these things off of it. On our exemplar, let's look at this one. It has the Declaration of Independence uploaded, right? So I've got the whole Declaration of Independence. This is just a text document. When I hit generate, what it does is it actually is prompting me with some questions like, do you want to know more about what grievances the colonies had against King George? So it's kind of identifying things in the Declaration of Independence that I might want to know more about. So let's say I like who wrote the Declaration of Independence and when was it adopted? So I can copy that, paste it, and get it to expand upon that more because it has that whole document attached. So then it's going to pull out from the document and give me specifics. So you can even upload any document and get specific information. So I mean, I know as a parent, I'm probably going to upload the student handbook, and then I can just, go in there and chat and get different things attached and represented to me. Let's see. Another one that I really like is the rubric generator. Do you guys ever create rubrics for anything in your class that take tons of time to create? This is a rubric generator. If I click the exemplar, this is going to be a 9th grade 5-point scale argumentative essay about convincing the school board to build a park in the neighborhood. So I'm just going to click generate. And again, you can put in as much information on the front end, and then it is magically creating this rubric for me. But if I wanted different categories specifically, all I have to do is type that in and say rewrite it with, like I'm going to say add technology. Like maybe I wanted a technology component. And then it's going to rewrite it and incorporate technology into the rubric now. So you can just edit it, do whatever you want, have it rewrite it, change it up. So you have that ability that fast to be able to create those rubrics. So Deborah, I think she likes that. So awesome. So hopefully that's something that you can use too. Let's see. Also for my younger level teachers, we have you have choice boards. I love choice boards, giving students choice and voice. If you're like tongue twisters, that was a fun one that we just launched. The text rewriter, let's say you have a text and you need it leveled. It's a 5th grade text, but you need it leveled down for a 3rd grade, reading level. You can do that. You can just paste that text in there and just say, hey, change this to a 3rd grade level. You can, let's see, where's the decodable text? You have the science of reading. If I need decodable text, let's say the R, I can generate this, and I'm going to get the rat ran. It hid in a rid. Can you see the rat, right? So it's giving me all of these. So I know you high school teachers are like, what is that? But then it says, can you provide more examples of decodable text? So then I can just click that and it's going to give me more. So I can continue to generate over and over and over. What age groups are these suitable for? And then it's going to say early readers, typically groups 5 to 7-year-olds. So again, that Raina is living in the output, just kind of helping me create. I want to give you guys a second to kind of look around, and I want you to kind of do some exploring, and then I want to show you how you can use it with students and what our student tools look like. But I want to give you a second. Any questions you have, I want to give you a minute to kind of go in there and play. Survey creator, we just launched that last week. So if you're wanting to create a survey for your parents, back to school night, like you have them come in for open house or whatever, and then you want to get some feedback, you can create a survey instantly. I do all of our social media. I love the social media post. If you guys post anything on like a Facebook page or you do anything with Twitter or whatever, it will create different posts for each platform because every platform has a different audience. So it will create the content for you. That's awesome. What others? Do anybody else have a favorite? I would love to know what your favorite is or one that you want to explore. The text leveler, that's the one was the grade level. Song generator is so fun. So the song generator, our example is like to write a song about a coworker. My birthday was last week or the week before now, I can't remember. And my best friend Celie, she wrote a song for me and did it to the tune of Ice Ice Baby because I met my husband actually at a Vanilla Ice concert. So Ice Ice Baby is our song. So she made a song for me, and we were leading a professional development in Tennessee. And so she did that example, and then I made her sing it. It was great. It was the greatest. So she had to sing the song that she made about me. But why not put content in the song generator, right? Because we know kids know every lyric to every song. So the song generator is so fun. And then you can even app smash it with Suno, Suno, and then it will put the soundtrack to it. So let's say the topic is moon phases and include Moon phases. I'm just going to be very general. Moon phases. And let's see. How about we'll just do Taylor Swift, Cruel Summer. Everybody loves Taylor Swift, our kids especially. So then I was like moon phases. Very, very, very simple. So it's doing, I mean, I could have been more specific about, I don't know anything. I did not teach science. I don't know anything about moon phases. I just know I love the Oreo activity that we used to do when I was a kid with the moon phases. So they it's talking about waning. I do know gibbous, the gibbous. I'm not, I'm gonna butcher this, y'all. I'm not science teacher. The moon's a friend, come dance with me. It's a moonlight phase glowing softly in the night. Every chance brings joy in the sky. It feels so right. So again, I did not put anything very sciencey in that. If y'all are science teachers in here, I apologize. But again, you could put your content in. I taught math, so I could do like steps to solving things or formulas or whatever. If we're studying geometry, whatever, you can put that in there and have it create a fun little ditty and have your kids sing that, have them act it out. Like I used to love to have my kids act out things and do skits to try to remember content because we know once we're having fun and those dendrites start sparking and we start doing things that that are fun and we're laughing, we're going to remember those that material, right? That's going to stick. Why do kids know every lyric to every song? Because they're dancing and they're singing and they know those lyrics. So why not bring that into your classroom? All right, what else we got? I want to hear what Deborah, you said that about the song generator. Anybody else have a favorite that they're exploring? We have a lot of special ed supports. If you teach special ed, need to do like an IEP or 504, you need some accommodations suggestions for students. We have lots of supports there. Like I mentioned, Adil, our founder, he was a special ed teacher previously. You can make vocabulary list generator. You can summarize a YouTube video. You can take a link to a YouTube video, put that in there. It will summarize the video for you. A math spiral review. Progress monitoring. I'll show you the students. I'll move to the student stuff in just a second. Let's see. Well, we can go there now. All right, so you guys get the idea for the teacher stuff, right? Like I want you to go in, explore, play with some things, but let's toggle this button over here on the top. This is Magic Student. So these are all the tools that are available for students to use. So we feel very strongly that we want students to embrace AI and understand how to use it correctly, right? And if we don't get ahead of this, students are going to be using it incorrectly. And we don't want them to learn, just like we teach in our content, we don't want them to learn the content, especially math. When I taught math, I don't want them to learn the process wrong. I wanted them to learn the steps correctly. So with AI, the same thing is true. We want to teach them the correct way to use it, not as a cheating tool, not, to get the answers. How can they use it to challenge their thinking, think more creatively, and be a thought partner for them? So these are all the student tools that are available, but I'm still in my teacher account, right? I'm just looking at the student tools. So they have Arena. They can talk to characters in history. They can talk to someone in a book they're reading. They can get some research assistance as they are writing a report, as they're, getting ready for a project, making it relevant, right? Sometimes they just like can't get it and I don't understand. How can I make it relevant? So you can give them this tool to use and it will help them connect the dots with the things that are important to them. Translation, we have a tutoring tool. Image generation, this is the one where we partnered with Adobe. So this is great for creative writing. They can create an image to go with their story. You can do the song one. So there's just all kinds of great tools. Challenge their, what's the five questions, idea generator, rap battle. So they just have so many great tools. So this is for you to kind of come in and explore. But when you're ready to give students an experience, you click this button over here on the left-hand side, Launch to Students. And what that's going to do is allow you to create a room, and then you pick the tools you want the kids to have access to, okay? So these are all my rooms. And then I'm going to click a new room and create a new room. I'm going to give it a title. And then let's just call it Friday I called my other one Friday Fun. We'll call this Friday Fab. Pick your grade level, how many, you can have max of 250 students, and then hit next. This is where you choose the tools. So I'm going to choose character chatbot, tongue twisters, quiz me. Let's give you a song generator, translation. I love this one too. Language learning tutor. Where is it? Like if they're trying to learn a language, it will actually give them, wait, there's other language tools. I'm missing it. No, we have this great search tool. There it is. Okay, so I choose the tools that I want them to have access to, and then I'm going to hit next. And what's great about this next part is I can customize them before I give them to the kids, right? So let's talk about character chatbot. Well, I want them to talk to a specific person in history. So who, let's see, who, I mean, let's talk to Davy Crockett. I don't know if I spelled that right. Let's go like more lower, fourth grade maybe? That Texas history, fourth, sixth, fifth, I don't remember. And then I'm gonna hide this over here so that when the students see it, they only see this part. And then I'm gonna say next, and then you can test it out to see what it's gonna do for the student. So if I hit generate, it's going to say, well, howdy there, young friend. I'm Davy Crockett, the king of the wild frontier. I'm here to help you learn all sorts of things. Just like I roamed the woods and faced many adventures, whether it's about history, animals, or even a bit of math, I'm here to guide you with a trusty coonskin cap on my head. So what this is doing is it's really taking that learning, not in a textbook, right, where students are learning and just reading dated information, and I can have a real live conversation with Davy Crockett, not real life, but you know, a conversation with him. And I have read aloud so my young students can hear it out loud. And I also have the microphone so I can even speak back into this little text box here, right? So I can say, when did you die? And then I can find out he died on March 6th, 1836. I fought bravely for Texas independence, standing up for what I believed in. It was a fierce battle, and though I didn't make it out alive, my spirit lives on in the tales of adventure and courage. So then they're just having this conversation with Davy Crockett. Again, they can have it read aloud. They can have it translated down here. So I could click the translate button if I needed that translated to me. But they can just continue this conversation, or if it's about a character in a book, so they could even talk to someone that they've been reading about. So just a great way to bring that learning to life for them. So then I'm going to hit done. So you can customize any of these before you send them to your students, okay? So if I wanted to put some parameters around it, then I hit launch room. And if any of you want to try this out, we have just a couple minutes left. You can join my room by scanning this code with your phone, or if you went to this website, student.magicschool.ai, and put the code in, then you can join my room and you can see what it looks like to be a student in this experience. So we'll see if we have any takers. Oh, Cecilia's joining. Anybody else joining? Anybody willing? Just scan the code, or I can give you guys a link. We have a couple of you still joining. Great job. And then when you get those tools, see if you could have a conversation with Davy Crockett, or if there's another tool that you want to try out. I can also, like if I grab the URL, I could copy that URL and I could paste it here in the chat for you as well. So that's an option, or I can go back and show you the join code. So it's real easy for students to join, but we've created a safe space. So students are now in my room, and I, as the teacher, can see all of my students and I can see their activity. If you were to say something inappropriate, I mean, I challenged my class the other day to say something bad to me, and she really did. Most people call me like a dummy or something, but this girl put in a really bad word and it did flag it pretty good. So if you want to be naughty and call me a bad word, we'll see if it raises a flag here. but I can see the interactions. And so the teacher has this dashboard. Nobody else sees this. Like this isn't student facing, just the kids. So I'm able to see who's not working, right? I can be like, hey, Judy, you need to get to work. You know, I don't see anything happening here. So you have that dashboard. Nobody's being bad. Nobody's calling me a bad word. Y'all are so nice. But so I can come in here. Let's look at what Cecilia is saying. I can click on this and she's asking Davy Crockett, how was the Battle of the Alamo? So he responded, how long was it? So she's having this conversation. So it gives me as the educator the ability to see what kind of questions you're asking, what kind of outputs you're getting. So just great view from, you know, teacher down into the activity here. Oh, let's see. Maria's doing a quiz, me. She's asking for some fourth grade STAR prep. You're preparing for the fourth grade STAR. Here's a question. And then she answered. Then she's getting some feedback. So she's having this STAR review happening here. So great. So that's awesome. And we have more conversations here with Davy Crockett. Oh, let's see. We got some language learning going on here. We're learning French. We speak Spanish, but we're going to try to learn French. So you can see here that and if you use the read aloud, so I don't know if you heard if you use the read aloud, it will actually speak it to you. Tongue twisters. Let's look at this one real quick. So this one is fourth grade. Topic is you are. So you are unique. You usually use unusual utensils. You are a yellow yak yodeling in the yard. So fun activity. Like we did this on our team the other day. We had to like have a pencil on our lip and we had to say the tongue twisters. It was so funny. And like one girl stood on her head so that the pencil actually stayed and she actually recited the tongue twisters. So you can do all kinds of fun things with this, create stories, like creative writing prompts. But thank you for that. That was good. Let's see. Still nobody's called me a bad word. Y'all are just really being nice. We've got some more Davy Crockett. We've got translation, another song. Let's see. Deb created a song about Davy Crockett to Megan Trainor. So very good. King of the Wild Frontier. I'm not going to sing it, but so if you use Suno, I think Deb put this in the chat, Deborah, earlier. If you use Suno, it will actually put some lyrics to it. So it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, we are getting close to wrapping up, but I wanted to show you, so you all were able to participate as a student. You got to see that I was able to see your outputs. It's in a nice, safe, controlled environment. If you wanted to add co-teachers, you could to the room to help you. You can also pause the room, lock the room, remove people from the room if you had someone that was, you know, not doing their work or being inappropriate. But this is just between me and the students. Students don't interact with each other here, okay? So you guys like that? Is that something you think that you could benefit from and use and give your students some tools that they can use AI responsibly? And also for you all, I want to hear what's one tool that you think you will be able to use next week? You know, kids are coming back in your classroom. What is it that you are going to use? There are over 70 tools. I don't want y'all to get overwhelmed because that can easily be done, right? Lots of tools. I'd love to hear in the chat, what's one tool that you think is going to be your go-to next week? Which one do you think? And yes, Deborah added the evaluation link in there, so please take a moment to fill that out. Oh, the song generator. Tammy said songs. Okay, good. Bianca's going to do some more exploring tongue twisters and the songs. Okay, lots of fun. So just pick a few. Don't get overwhelmed. The rubrics, good. Just pick a few, use those, and then as you get more comfortable, dive in and do some more. Don't be like, I gotta learn how to do all that, because you'll just overwhelm yourself and then you'll get defeated, right? I want you to have a successful experience. So just think of a need that you have for next week. If you need to create a lesson plan, then go in and use the lesson plan tool. If you need to create an assessment, if you need to create a survey, think of what you need to do next week. Come here and go to the tool and have it help you. IEP generator, good. Deborah wants to write a song for our summer CIT Academy and play it when welcoming the CITs back. That's a great idea, Deborah. I love that. I love that. And the songs are great. Like I made one for my friend's 50th birthday and she called me crying. She's like, that was the sweetest thing ever. Like it was just so personal and nice. And you could do it about a coworker or for a family member. It's great. But yeah, just go in, take your time, don't get overwhelmed. Larissa said, Raina is your go-to. Like Raina can help you with anything. So start with Raina. But I just want to encourage you guys to have a wonderful year. Use AI to help you to take off some of that heavy lift. Don't look at it as a burden. Don't look at it as scary. I know sometimes we all have misconceptions of what AI and some previous thoughts. So just look at it as a help and leverage it for what it can do for you. And then if you want to dabble into it with your students, just take it baby steps. And I'm here if you have questions. I gave you my information. If you want to reach out, I'm happy to support and help however I can. And any other last minute thoughts, drop those in the chat. And you guys have been so great. It was great spending some time with you all today.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I love Magic School, and I love that it's centered around education. So even if you go to ChatGPT, yes, we can get an answer. But here in Magic School, I feel like I get a better answer because it's built for educators.
Exactly. And I love that you made that point because it's like the wild, wild west when you just go out to ChatGPT, but our responses are going to direct you back to education and it's going to direct students back. If they ask some crazy, like I was testing it one day and I said, give me all the bad words, that I can learn to say, and, it'll respond and say, that's probably not a good idea. But if I went to ChatGPT and did that, I don't know what I should probably do that. I haven't done that yet. I'm a little scared, but it has those safe parameters to help you keep it educationally focused. Awesome. Yay. Well, you guys go explore and have fun and add a little magic to your week next week as you're welcoming those sweet kiddos back. When is the first day? When is the first day, Deborah?
When is the teachers start back the 16th?
Okay. Awesome.
Which is next Friday. And then the students come a week after that. I think it's the 26th, I believe.
Oh, they get a little longer then. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Martin, that link to the presentation has my email and my social in there. If you got the bit.ly link, my information is in there on that first slide or second slide. Great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Jenny. And thank you for being a sponsor. Jenny has donated several t-shirts. So if you're one of the lucky winners, you'll get a t-shirt just like what Jenny's wearing today. Or you get to choose if you're what kind of educator you are.
Awesome. Yes.
So thank you, Jenny, for sponsoring the conference as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Okay, enjoy your next session, everybody.
Bye.